it would seem that all the video I shot last night had no sound. I discovered this morning the lead that runs from the Rode microphone into the camera wasn't plugged in properly. I assumed it had just come out when I put the camera in my bag last night, but it mustn't have been plugged in properly in the first place, so there's a lesson learned. So the only video I've got that has any sound is the little bit I shot this morning, so I will throw that in after this little talk here. And there is one bit that it doesn't have sound on it that I will throw in as well. You've all seen videos with a Supermatch, I think. Well, those of you in bushcraft, you would have seen videos on how to make a Supermatch, and there's various methods. I once did one with with 4 cheap and nasty stormproof matches, 1 cotton ball with Vaseline, and some Gorilla Tape. So last night when I lit the fire, or yesterday afternoon, I used 4 large Titan stormproof matches, 2 cotton balls with Vaseline, and some Gorilla Tape, and the results were, well, impressive, I think. But anyway, the original I made out of the cheap matches, I lit it, casually walked upstairs, got my phone, started the stopwatch, and 10 minutes later it still had flame. So I thought, well, if I can get 10 minutes out of cheap and nasty matches and 1 cotton ball, what will I get out of 4 of these large Titan matches and 2 cotton balls and tape? I didn't use as much tape, admittedly, but I made a couple of crude feather sticks. They're very poorly done, I must admit, and it seemed to do the job anyway. So anyway, I hope you enjoy what little video there is, and I'll hopefully get that edited and uploaded today. It's currently Sunday morning. It's about 11 o'clock. Not sure what the temperature's got up to at the moment. I didn't bring my phone with me. It got down to 6 degrees Celsius last night. It's quite pleasant out here now. The house, inside the house, is still an icebox, so I much prefer being out here. But anyway, I hope you enjoy what I've got to show you. Anyway, thanks for coming along. Bye for now. In this video, I lost all the sound, as I mentioned before, so I'm just going to use the audio from this little video I'm shooting now and tack it on to the video you're currently watching on my little fire lighting exercise. And as I said previously, I made a Supermatch with 4 Titan stormproof matches, 2 cotton balls with Vaseline, and some Gorilla Tape, and I think the results speak for themselves. It worked quite well. I made a couple of, well, very poorly made, but I made a couple of feather sticks and threw those on top of the Supermatch, just because the gap between that and the wood above it was fairly substantial. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this bit of silent movie, which is hopefully not silent if I've done this correctly. Thanks for watching. Well, good morning folks. That's what's left of the fire from last night. Yeah, pretty cold. It got down to 6 degrees Celsius. I'm glad I used the winter sleeping bag, because the summer one's only rated at a comfort level of +10. I woke up this morning and noticed my sleeping bag was poking out the bottom here. So yeah, I could have put another peg in there, I suppose. I've got plenty of pegs, but I just didn't bother. And that seemed to sag a bit overnight. Maybe the guy rope became a bit loose, or maybe the tarp stretched a little, I don't know. But anyway, not a terribly bad way to set it up. I could use a taller pole or stick or whatever and get a bit more headroom, but I think there's bucket loads in there. I'm only going to be sitting up, not standing. So anyway, the wife came down and joined me for dinner last night. That was nice. So that's the first time I've used that Alton Goods tarp. It's a nice little tarp, and like any tarp, there's a lot of ways you can set it up. So right now it is currently what is it, 20 past 8 in the morning. It's up to 9 degrees Celsius, and oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yes, I woke up about 5:30. Desperation to relieve myself drove me out of bed. I then made a hot chocolate and snuggled back under the covers and watched a Joe Robinette video. So I didn't sleep in my bag, I slept under it, and it was nice and toasty warm. So yeah, it was quite warm, except my knuckles were getting very cold while I was holding the iPad up, and I ended up just putting it beside me and putting my hands under the covers. So I think I might get some gloves that excuse me a sec while I just make an adjustment on the camera here. Yeah, so gloves that oh, that's as far back as I can go. Gloves that don't have fingers, so I can still do things, make camera adjustments, that sort of thing. So anyway, there's my little camp for the night, and I'll just show you our backyard, such as it is. We've got a lemon tree, there's an orange tree over there, needs a good prune when it stops fruiting. In the process of clearing that whole back section, weeding, we've chopped a few things down. Going to plant out that whole section and mulch it. There's my kayaks. I haven't used them in ages. They all need a good clean. I will be doing another trip on the Upper Noosa River sometime. I have to get my trailer re-registered. I have to change the hitch because that's just falling apart, it's rotting. I don't know if you can really see it. Yeah, anyway, it's not looking very good at all. So yeah, fix that, re-register the trailer, clean it, give it another paint job. And I have 4 kayaks, as you can see. If you're familiar with the Hobie brand, this is the Pro Angler 14. And up here is the Pro Angler 14 I used to fish inshore with tournaments. In fishing tournaments, usually brim. It's a bit big and bulky, I think, to take offshore if I roll over. So I always used to take the Hobie Revo, which is 13 foot. Used to take that offshore fishing for snapper and tuna and that sort of thing. The little green one I won, kind of a lucky door prize I suppose you'd call it, in a kayak fishing tournament. I use that for skinny water, dragging over rocks and logs up small creeks chasing bass. And the other one is an 11 foot Hobie Revo, which I bought for the wife. She's used it once. As you can see, they all need a damn good clean. So yes, that will be a little another little video will be when I'm up and running again. I'll with vehicle and trailer re-registered and so forth, I will take you on a little journey on the Upper Noosa River. In the meantime, I will put in the description box under the video a link to a trip I did I can't remember how many years ago, but that'll give you a taste of what the video on that trip will be like. So anyway, quite a nice night out. I'll throw this video together, do some editing, and hopefully you enjoy it. I know I've rambled on a lot on this video, but yeah, still working out what I want to do. Bit of packing up to do, air some things out, dry some things off, and I won't bother cleaning this out. I'll leave that for next time. I just have to clean and re-oil the barbecue plate and put that away as well. And there was my tripod last night. I think I told you I mount the gorilla pod on the top of that trolley and just use that as a support for the camera. So rightio, goodbye from my backyard camp. I'll talk to you next time.